So I just want to say I'd be really happy to become a citizen of a different country. So I'd be super happy to become American because everyone who is really powerful and a star worldwide is American. Um, Thinking about Mark Zuckerberg or Bill Gates or Madonna and Jennifer Lawrence and Michael Jackson and Leonardo DiCaprio and Oprah Winfrey, they're all Americans, and I'd like to be a star, an American star. And secondly, I'd be super happy to be an English speaking area because English is dominating the world as it is. So I'd be super happy if maybe America is giving me a possibility just a citizenship, to have citizenship, and I'd like to go to the United States of America and be a star. Because Jesus Christ, star, although my name is not Christ, but as it is, after me, they're gonna be a different world because it was a Gregorian calendar, and now it's gonna be Gregorian calendar because I created the happy days. And obviously, they're gonna change the entire running of time universally worldwide because after there are four holidays worldwide at the same time. It's going to be a different calendar, so I'd like these happy days to be included in every calendar worldwide. It doesn't matter what kind of religion we're following. In the end, we're all are led by the fact that all the months are called uh, January and then February, March, etc., etc. So because of that, I like my happy days to be included into every calendar worldwide, and I want them to be starting July 7th to July 10th, and September the 10th, 7th to September the 10th, and thereafter March the 7th to March the 10th, and May the 7th to May the 10th, because I think it is on time to bring happiness into this world and to understand happiness as a basic right of every human being and every creature, including animals. So it is on time to create a happy world for everyone who's living here. So the needs of all creations on this world are acceptable and are protected by the right of creations, by the right not only human rights but also animal rights, because animals also have rights um, to be treated properly and to be having home and to be cared for. This is why I'm also banging for the rights of animals to be adopted worldwide and to be loved and cared for. As it is, animals are really very fragile parts of our world, and it is on time to comprehend that they're really depending on us. So I'd like everyone to care for animals really enormously. I'd like all the adoptive parents, all the adoptive children, please get a pet for your child because this animal is going to be protecting your child enormously, emotionally, physically. All the animals, including birds and tortoises, whatever. I really enormously love spending creatures, and I'm sure that there's a possibility to get a huge business out of it because if you're training special animals in order to protect adopted children, for example, the dog should be protected as it should be trained. Um, and purpose of protecting adopted children because obviously these adopted children are a lot of times in a very new environment, in a very new country, in a very new language area, and I'm absolutely sure if there are trainers just really for the purposes of the children, so the animals, the pets, the dogs are protecting the adopted children. It is a very big business. It is a possibility to save every child and every orphan worldwide. It is a possibility also to save every orphan animal, every street dog or every street cat. And I really wish for every animal trainers to be able to train these pets perfectly so they are particular children are child friendly. They are particularly able to be very nice and cuddling maybe, or they are particular trained for the needs of these children, or the children are able, maybe who are adoptive children, after this trauma of being without parents and without a mother, which is always a huge trauma for a child, and living in some kind of orphan house is a very big trauma. How about the children are allowed to go to the certain places which are like certain aquariums to swim with dolphins, for example, or to see the variety of the sea in some special aquariums or something else, because obviously the children are having their perspectives on the world actually in which they're living. And so I think it is crucially important to bring these children um, as next as possible to nature, and obviously nature is animals. So how about the animals are protected with adoptive children, because all of the children are having this huge lack and huge hole of need of attention and love. And I don't think there is any human being as lovely as a dog, and nobody is as lovely as and protective as a dog's heart. So I really think the best for a child is to have a dog always next to him or to her, and maybe these dogs are even able to go with the children to kindergarten, or sometimes to school in the first time. And I'm absolutely sure if these adopted children are having kittens or having parrots or tortoises or whatever at their home, or fishes, they are going to be much more happy, and they're going to be feeling that there's always somebody only for them, because as it is pets and animals, they're totally focused on the one owner, or on the one person they really love most. So I really think there's a huge possibility to heal the children which are adopted children, or all the children worldwide, because the dogs and kittens are enormously fixed as a child. So I'm absolutely sure it is possible to heal the world just by healing all the children and giving them a chance to have a happy life and happy childhood, and to give them maximum of protection, maximum of love and attention. So, but all the adoptive children are having pets, and all the street animals are really brought to homes and brought to people who are loving them, and streets aren't having any street children at all left. So I would really be happy if I don't hear about Bogota, which is filled with children, or if I don't hear about Indian children not having parents but working somewhere for H&M, somewhere in the dungeons. And I'd be super happy if there are any children left in orphan houses of Russia crying their eyes out because nobody is caring for them, although they're enormously talented and lovely, beautiful looking children, totally healthy. So I'd like all the parents and all the adults to protect this world by protecting children and protecting animals. So the next topic is going literally I'd like the world to be really equalized. I'd like it all to be equal. So the matter is I'm traveling the world since many years, and I'm traveling the entire Europe. I saw the entire Europe, and there are such huge differences between this and that European country, although the borders of Europe are already kind of not existing. So to get from one country to another is basically um, a question of some minutes, and you don't see the border. But trust me, if you're traveling from one country to another, you see the differences enormously strong. So you see the difference in the way people are looking like, in the way their health is cared for and not, in the way even the skin is looking like. I see the difference between Poland and Germany, which are countries over one border, and this is such huge difference that you couldn't cry your eyes out. There is nothing in Poland at all. There are no healthcare, which is properly working healthcare. There is nothing like good roads. There are very bad roads. I would say 70% of Poland is having zero infrastructure. There's no roads there. It's only some kind of wood and some kind of fields and forests and whatsoever. but some kind of civilization is just kind of not existing, and it is really heartbreaking. Why is it so? And I don't want to even speak about Russia or Belarus because there is nothing there. There's like some cities like Moscow, St. Petersburg, or Minsk, and the entire rest of it is kind of cold with crowded by mist um, of not knowing and not seeing and not touching and not listening to, not looking at, not watching at. So what is it happening? It's because this nice country called Germany jumped at these countries and destroyed them some years ago during the World War II and World War One, and they thinking they're possessing now these countries because they're such bad countries. Yeah, and Germans are just buying everything, just going to the previous Soviet Union and just owning the country and owning the apartments and doing whatsoever. Now, instead of creating some kind of equality and let's say having some kind of well, you're kind of guilty, you destroyed the entire world, you assholes. And Germans, you destroyed the entire world. Maybe you didn't comprehend this, but the way it is, you're somehow queens of and kings of Europe, but the entire world is ruined by you, you assholes. So the entire eastern countries are ruined by Germany, and they're all staying ruined. There are no Marshall Plan for them, there are no credits for them, there's nothing for them, and they're always bad people who are always having bad future and bad situation. Yeah, the humor in this country is great, but everything else is bad. They're having zero healthcare, they're having zero dentists, they're having zero great dentist offices, they're having zero jobs, zero insurances, zero perspectives of life, which are somehow equalist to Germany. So how is it possible this country is coming to every country worldwide, buying everything, destroying everything, and thinking they are continuing the World War II because they're having this World War III led by Miss Merkel, Miss Angela Merkel, and you're thinking you're just getting over the world because you're having a very thick pocket. So how about you're starting to renovate something you're destroying continuously, because it is really a pain in the ass and pain in the eyes that the entire world is destroyed by you. Even if you're looking at the countries like United Kingdom, they are still destroyed by Germans. There are still some World War II steps and followers there, or there is still destroyments in these cities or in the roads. If you're traveling through the country, it's not so very free of German destroyments after the World War II. So how about you're actually replaying and repaying them what you're destroying? Because you're actually continuously destroying. You're always interested in more territory. I would not be surprised if Germany is actually the owner of 50% of the entire world, because they're keen to get everything, and they're having one of the thickest pockets worldwide, and they're just buying everything in Eastern Europe, and they're still destroying the countries I was mentioning, like starting with Czech Republic and Poland and Russia and Soviet Union, whatever. So how about you're finally actually building the roads you destroyed some years ago, and repaying these people, because they're still neglected by happiness somehow, and they're still destroyed by Germany, which is just still a Nazi country. Okay, under the wig of Angela Merkel, doesn't matter. You're actually really the same bad as Hitler for a lot of countries, I would say. It doesn't matter the way you're looking at. Obviously, you're a granddaughter of him. So I'd like you to be motivated to reconstruct here something which was destroyed by Germany, and stop thinking that you won the World War II just because you're having more money now. As a matter of fact, you've been actually battled down to the earth and 6 feet under, so you did not win the war. The war was won by Americans, by Russians, by British population, and Swiss was somehow kind of not there. So you didn't want anything. You just thinking you're the winner, but you're the losers. You lost the World War II and the World War One, and I would like you to accept your guilt, and you have to rebuild half of the world actually, and stop thinking the entire world is a ruin just for you to be amused. So because the Russians also won the world, World War II and World War One, I would like you to reconstruct Russia and reconstruct Poland and reconstruct the Czech Republic, because they really deserve to be reconstructed by you, because you are guilty and you're still guilty, and you have to reconstruct this world and give them the roads you are damaged, and give them the houses you broken there, and give them back the churches you destroyed, and the entire population of Russia was actually more or less dead bodies, because you assholes, you're jumping over the entire world and thinking you're some kind of superpower, although your country is actually literally looking brown, like a piece of shit, and stinking with horrible Nazi social Nazi fascism. So how about Germany? You're guilty worldwide, and you should reconstruct the world, and stop treating them the same way and getting over them, but go there and reconstruct these countries of the Soviet Union, because you're guilty.